Okay, here we go. Welcome to your first guitar lesson. If you haven't watched the video on tuning and gotten your guitar in tune or used a tuner to tune your guitar, you need to do that before you take this lesson, before you start trying to play chords, because even if you're doing everything perfectly, if the guitar is in tune, it's going to sound wrong, because it'll be wrong. How often do you tune a guitar? Every time you pick it up to play it. Temperature changes, they get knocked around. Guitars are not tune and forget. You tune them every time you pick them up to play them and while you're playing them, because they'll go out of tune while you're playing them. If the strings are cold and you start playing and the strings warm up, they'll go out of tune. If the sun starts shining on your guitar, it'll go out of tune. So yeah, every time you pick it up. Okay, I'm going to tilt this down and readjust it a little bit so you can see my hands better. Okay, I'll try to get it where you can see both of my hands at the same time. Okay, there we go. Okay, when we talk about the guitar and navigating the guitar, this is the neck. There's a separate video for parts of the guitar, but this is the neck. These are the frets, in case you've watched the videos out of order. Neck, frets, these pieces of metal that go across here are the frets. The little dots are fret markers. This is called the nut. And these are the strings. This is the high E string. This is the low E string. They are numbered. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. This is the higher string. This is the low string, because we talk about pitch. High, low. So when we say go up a string, we mean, like if I'm on the sixth string and I move up a string, that means I go this way. If I move down a string, I go this way. If I move up a fret, I go this way. I'm moving up the neck of the guitar. That's down the neck of the guitar, because we're always referring to it as the pitch. Going to a higher pitch, you're moving up. Going to a lower pitch, you're moving down. And the strings are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 1 is the high string, 6 is the low string. I have already tuned this guitar. I'm not going to take up your time watching me tune a guitar. Practice tuning, practice tuning, practice tuning. Even if you have a tuner, practice tuning by ear. A tuner might even help you learn to tune by ear. But tune, tune, tune. All right. Your first 3 chords that I showed you on that chord diagram chart. I have no way of showing you the chord diagram and my hands at the same time. So the first chord was G, the 1 chord in the key of G. So to play it, first finger, 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 fingers. Okay. Your first finger goes on the 5th string, right behind the 2nd fret. Okay, 1st fret, 2nd fret. Your 3rd finger, or your 2nd finger, goes on the 6th string, right behind the 3rd fret. And your ring finger goes on the 1st string, right behind the 3rd fret. And when you get it right, they will all ring clear. And it feels weird, I know, because your hands aren't used to doing this. What do you notice about how I'm pressing down the strings? I'm just keeping my pinky pulled back to keep it out of the way. You really don't do that while you play. I am pressing straight down on the strings with the tips of my fingers, with the tip of my finger, not the pad of my finger. This is the pad of your finger. This is the tip of your finger. So you press straight down on the strings. If you try to play with the pads of your fingers, you'll do this. Or maybe even this. Oh, that's one note out of 6. Listen. So how do you press down on the pads of your fingers? 1, you cut your fingernails very short. Very, very short. Sorry, ladies, if you have long fingernails, they have to go. Guys, if you have long fingernails, they have to go. But just think of the money you'll save on manicures. Now, if you want to keep long fingernails on one hand, you can keep them relatively long on one hand because I have mine long on this hand so I can finger pick. Okay, so you short nails, press straight down. How else do you press straight down? Notice the position of my guitar. It's not laying down like this. I don't have it way out on my knee, leaned over it, with it down low like this. I'm sitting up straight. The guitar's up against me under my arm, and I have the neck raised up, which means I can drop my wrist down. I'm not playing like this. Got my wrist dropped down so I can get to the strings. Well, when my wrist drops down, watch what happens to my thumb. Thumb goes behind the string. It goes behind the neck. Like that. Perpendicular to the neck or parallel to the frets. This way. That's where your fingers should be while you play guitar, is behind the neck. I might have had it up a little too far. It should be behind the neck, right about there. Not hanging over the top of the guitar. Now, will you see lots of players, including myself, play with their thumb hanging over the neck? Yes, but I have pretty big hands, and I can reach over there and do this. I've also been playing for a while, which means my fingers have the coordination and the strength to do this. There are reasons to hang the thumb over the neck. Sometimes, see, it deadens that string. It deadens this string. It deadens that string when I play a D chord. But while you are learning, you need to do it this way. It won't make your wrist tired. It won't make your wrist hurt. It'll feel weird, but you'll be fine. As long as you keep the neck of the guitar up. See, it's almost up as high as my shoulders. It's at least as high as my armpit. It's not laying down like this. You sit up to play the guitar. You don't play it like that. You know, sit up, hold it up against your body and sit up straight. You'll be glad that you get into the habit of sitting up straight. Don't have to look over here. The strings aren't going anywhere. I look, but I don't crane around like this to get a look at the neck. I can see it all from up here. Okay, so there's G. That's the 1 chord. C. That one, your pinky isn't getting used. So your first finger goes on the 2nd string or the B string, right behind the 1st fret. Your 2nd finger, your middle finger, goes right behind the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and your ring finger goes right behind the 3rd fret on the 5th string. So 1st fret, skip a string, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. The closer you can get up behind the frets without getting on top of the fret, the better off you'll be. The better your chords will sound. If you get too far back off of the, so you see this right here? I'm way back away from the 3rd fret and it buzzes. If I go right in the middle and push down hard, I'll pull it out of tune. Listen. So you come up right behind the fret, and you don't have to slam the string all the way down against the fretboard either. You're just pushing it down to the fret, not to the fretboard. It gets easier as your hand gets stronger. It gets easier as you get calluses on your fingertips because you don't have to squeeze as hard to press down the string. And your fingertips won't squish out when you press down on the string and hit the next string. They stay firm and you can control them better. So there's C. So G, C, whoops, and then D. First finger goes on the third string behind the second fret. Second finger goes on the first string behind the second fret, and your third finger goes on the second string behind the third fret, and you don't play the bottom string. Here's why you don't play the bottom string. Listen. It doesn't really fit in the chord. Sometimes you do play it, but usually you don't. Now, realistically, you're going to go, probably, you're going to go only it will sound like this. If it sounds like this the first time, you get a golden guitar pick or something. Then you'll probably go, then you'll go, and you probably won't pick that smoothly either. That's okay. You've never done this before. And then you'll go. So after you start getting the hang of it a little bit, start trying to strum. If the pick's messing you up, don't use it. Just use your thumb. Like I'm just dragging it across the strings. I'm not plucking the strings really hard each time. I'm just dragging my thumb across the strings. But you slow down as slow as you have to play it to be able to stay in rhythm, in tempo, and change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so things to remember. Up the neck, down the neck, up a string, down a string, nut, fret, fret, those are frets, strings. Keep your thumb behind the neck, keep your thumb behind the neck, keep your thumb behind the neck, trim your fingernails, and come straight down on the strings. And for now, don't even use a pick, just strum gently with your thumb. We'll do a whole other thing on picks that just makes things more complicated for you. Okay, so that's all you have to do for now. Work on that. Oh, and if you want an exercise that can help you, just do this. Find a place that's comfortable where your hands fit on the frets. And I'm just moving them up the strings a fret at a time. I mean, yeah, one fret at a time. You don't have to go fast. But that'll get start getting these muscles stronger and start getting your hand coordinated and start developing your calluses. And be sure to go ahead and use your pinky. Don't wait, because you will need it. All right, that's it. Until next time, happy guitar playing. We'll talk to you later.